Good morning, everybody. It's a dreary day on this September 30th, 2015. I'm going to be really tacky with this. All right, Lecture 10 video, Algebra 2. I forgot the 2. We're going to talk about factoring trinomials. Trinomial is a fancy term for a polynomial with 3 terms. Okay? That's why they have the word tri in front of the nomial part. Alright, example 1. We have a trinomial. And guys, I mentioned the other day, if you notice that it is quadratic, try to keep your x terms or variable terms in a descending order. What that means is by exponent, 2. Not one there, put one there. 1. And then no variable at all. Descending order. If the largest exponent is 2, it's quadratic. That's when I want you to think about factoring quadratics. Okay? So in this instance, you're doing this. X here, X here. Now, we got A. A is 1. That's good. So I can factor it. B is 6 and C is 8. So I need to think of 2 numbers that multiply to give me 8. And then at the same time to add to give me 6. Now, guys, most of the time, it's the most obvious ones. I think 2 numbers that multiply to give me 8. The first one that comes to mind is 4 and 2. Well, 4 times 2 does give me 8. Does 4 plus 2 give me 6? Yes. Now, since both of these numbers are positive, I'm going to write them here and write them here, and I'm done. Guys, the whole purpose of this is rewriting expressions. Get it in simplest form, all right? All right, so let's move on to the next example. All right, so example 2, we have a trinomial, which is quadratic, because of the x squared there. I already wrote it in descending order. So we got 4x squared plus 8x minus 32. Now, hopefully we notice that a is not 1. Okay? Well, that shouldn't make a big deal. Or be a big deal. Anyway, in this case, I want you to find the greatest common divisor. Or greatest common factor, 1, 2, same thing. Alright? And the smallest coefficient, which happens to be A in this case, and I caught some of the quizzes that really had this problem. Guys, the greatest common factor is the largest factor that goes in all 3 numbers at the same time. So I look at 4 being the smallest number, and that's going to be the largest factor that I could possibly pull out of this expression. Okay? So I'm going to ask myself, does 4 divide 8 evenly? Yes. Does 4 divide 32 evenly? Yes. So 4 is my greatest common factor. And then along with the greatest common factor, I look at variables. Do I have the x variable in every one of these terms? No. What does that mean? I can't factor out anything else other than 4. Now I'm going to bring down what's left inside these parentheses. Now there's a step in this that we missed the other day that maybe I should have done a better job of explaining. 4 divided by 4 is 1. I'm just dividing each one of these coefficients by that factor here. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. X squared. 8 divided by 4 is 2x. Minus 32 divided by 4 is 8. Now, just because you got that part done doesn't mean you're completely done. Okay? What we need to do is look at, is this quadratic? Can I continue to factor? Well, now that a is 1 here, I'm ignoring the 4. I'm really just going to bring 4 down. Can I do this? That is the question. Well, I can try. give me two numbers that multiply to give me -8, and at the same time they add to give me 2. Well, I'm going with the obvious here. 4 and 2, that gives me 8, not -8. If I put 4 and 2 here, one of these has to be negative. I know that. Okay? The question is, which one? Well, 4 times -2 is -8. 4 plus -2 is 2. I figured it out. I'm going to put plus 4 here, minus 2 here. So I was able to go a little bit further with it. All right? Good morning, Red Bird. All right, so last example here. All right. I just had a moment there. Let's factor out what we can. We need the greatest common factor, greatest common divisor. Well, the smallest coefficient I see is 4. Hopefully that is the greatest common divisor for all these other 3 numbers. Okay, the coefficients. 4 divides 4 evenly. Good there. 4 divides 24 evenly. Good there. So 4 is a greatest common divisor or factor. The next part of this is, do they all have a variable a in them? The answer is yes. Well, if they all have a, I can factor out a, but what's the most amount of a that I can take out? What that is smallest exponent. I can only take one a to the first out, and that's it. Because this last term, it don't have any more other than a to the first. So that's the greatest common factor. Now I can set this up. 4 divided by 4 is 1. A to the third divided by a to the first is subtract your exponents. A squared. Okay, now keep going. 4 divided by 4 is 1. A squared, take a the first out, only have an a left. And then 24 divided by 4 is 6. A to the first, we took it out. Okay, we're done. So I'm going to kind of clean this up a little bit. Now the question is, inside the parentheses, I took something out of it. It's right here. But can I do more with what's inside the parentheses? Well, the answer is yes. I see that it is quadratic. I'm going to try to factor that. Now, I'll just bring this 4a down and set up a couple sets of parentheses. Now, I have a here and a here. Now, let's think of 2 numbers since a is 1. The coefficient a. Got to think of 2 numbers that multiply to give me -6 and add to give me -1. Well, the most obvious ones to choose from out of 6 is 3 and 2. Now I just got to make those a true statement. 3's got to be negative. So we got -3 here and +2. Well, boys and girls, that's all I have for the moment. I'll see you tomorrow.